Now currently at the moment, I'm undergoing the process of revamping my live looping setup. I've recently updated and upgraded all of my looper pedals to the brand new Boss RC500s, and I'm also now using the Boss GT1000 Core as my guitar processing unit after switching from the Kemper Profiler. If you want to see my latest pedal board, you can check it out over here. But during this process, I'm in the need of a new acoustic guitar. Now currently I use the Martin LX1E, which I've had since I was about 12 years old, and the guitar is completely worn out. So I've been in the market looking at the perfect acoustic for what I require. Now I need a guitar that's versatile, that can produce a variety of different sounds, and the Fender Acoustasonic ticks all of those boxes for me. It can be an electric guitar, it can be multiple different types and styles of acoustic guitars, and also it has an in-body pickup that allows me to do additional percussion on the actual body of the acoustic guitar, which I've never had in an electro-acoustic before. Now there's the presumption that the Fender Acoustasonics are very overpriced for what you're paying for. Now it's really important to understand that the Fender Acoustasonics are actually built in the American factory right alongside where the Fender custom shop guitars are built. So this means you have some of the best craftsmanship possible for these guitars being made. Now the specifications of the Fender Acoustasonic, in my honest opinion, are actually very reasonable for what you are paying. Now the Fender Acoustasonic, I believe this one here was around £1,300, which is absolutely extortionate for a guitar, and especially for a guitar that looks really strange and weird like this, that I'm not primarily going to be using as my main guitar during my performance. However, the specs kind of justify that price to an extent. Now first off, the fretboard is an ebony fretboard. Now this is my favorite wood for any guitar fretboard. All my high-end guitars, that being my Les Paul Custom Shop and my Wood Library PRS, they all have ebony fretboard, and it's just an incredible wood. So soft to the touch, the way it just feels when you're playing fast on the guitar. And this comes with an ebony fretboard at the price point that it's at. Additionally as well, the body is a solid spruce top, and you also have mahogany back and sides. Now I've been really impressed with how the mahogany feels on the actual neck of the guitar. Now because it's a very pure feel, it's got a real light varnish to the neck, unlike my other guitars that are heavily painted, like the Les Pauls and also the PRS, they all have like a black paint. Because this is just basically a really light varnish, it makes the neck really smooth and quite fast. Considering it's an acoustic guitar, it's a really fast neck, and the actual action neck is really low and feels like an electric guitar. We also have a 3-ply binding on the Fender Acoustasonic, and a fun fact about the actual body, it's 100% hollow. This is a hollow body guitar. There's no block or anything like that. Inside of here in this little tiny sound hole, it's 100% hollow, which means it doesn't sound too bad either, not plugged in, doing all of its emulation. Now let's actually talk about the emulation and the pickups inside of this guitar, because that's what you're actually buying it for. You're not buying it for how it looks, you're buying it for how it sounds. So the Fender Acoustasonic works off a 3-pickup system. The first pickup is the electric pickup, which is a Stratocaster single coil pickup set to the bridge position. So this will do all of your clean tones and your dirty electric guitar tones. Now the second pickup is the Fishman acoustic engine. Now this is where all of the emulation happens for all of the different sizes and types of acoustic guitars the Fender Acoustasonic can produce. And the third and final pickup is the body pickup. Now this is the enhancement body pickup. So this will allow you to do all of your drum percussions and tapping on the actual body of the Fender Acoustasonic. So you got a lot of versatility in the types of modes and the types of pickups you can use within your performance with this single guitar. Now some other first impressions from a player's perspective of the Fender Acoustasonic. I've already mentioned how impressed I am by the neck and the feel of the neck and how it emulates an electric guitar feel even though it's an acoustic, but there's a few negatives I have experienced with playing this guitar in such a short period of time. Now the first one is these actual knobs. I think they are awful. They're really, really cheap feeling, really big and plasticky, and compared to traditional Stratocaster volume knobs, they're very elegant feeling. These just feel huge in the hand and very inaccurate. Now I was trying to attempt some volume swells on the Fender Acoustasonic just by tweaking around with this sort of volume knob over here, and it simply wasn't possible. There's a really harsh cutoff with the fading. When I was fading it in, it would just sort of suddenly appear and it would be very harsh, almost like there's a bit of a gate on the volume knob. Really, really weird. So I didn't really like how these feel and also how they perform. A second thing is the switch. Now the switch is really good. It works like a traditional Stratocaster. You got your 5-way switch and it's extremely accurate. Now coming from my very old 1979 Fender Stratocaster, this switch feels great compared to that because that one's all worn out and it's really loose, whereas this clicks into place really accurately. So I really like having an accurate switch on a Fender for like the first time ever. Now, unboxing the Fender Acoustasonic was a very pleasant experience. Inside of the box, the Fender Acoustasonic comes packed inside of its free case, which is a gig bag. Now, this is probably one of the best gig bags I have ever received with an acoustic guitar. It's extremely well made. In fact, the gig bag's heavier than the acoustic guitar because it's so padded and it's really well constructed. There's beautiful padding as well on the back for your back when you have it on, so it's extremely comfortable. Now, something you have to be aware of when you take the cardboard and you open the cardboard and you break the staples, please make sure you keep the staples out of the way while you pull the guitar out of the case, because mine accidentally flipped back while I pulled the guitar out of the case and it slightly tore the back padding ever so slightly, but luckily I realized and I rescued it, but there's a slight mark where it caught it. So that's something to be aware of because the staples do flip back onto the actual case. Now, inside of the guitar case is a bunch of accessories. You get this beautiful sort of leather, it might be pleather, I don't know if it's actually leather, but you get this nice sort of accessories bag. Now, inside of the bag, you get your Getting Started manual that explains all of the different possible modes you can run the Fender Acoustasonic in and how it's manipulating the tone that the guitar is producing. You also get your warranty guide, all that type of stuff, but you also get a truss rod adjustment key and also a charger cable. Now, you do have to charge the Fender Acoustasonic in order to get it to work correctly. Now, it's super easy. You just use the micro USB cable that's provided, plug it into like a charger, and then you're up and running. I actually think it's awesome that the guitar is charged, because something I hated about my Martin acoustic was the fact it ran off little fire alarm 9-volt batteries, and it meant I would constantly have to take a whole pack of spare batteries to gigs in case it ran out of battery and then I needed a spare one because the one in my bag it went dead because it'd been sat there for so long. Whereas this, I have full confidence now because I can just charge the acoustic guitar, unplug it, it tells me it's fully charged, and then it can run for absolutely ages. It's got a really impressive runtime. So I think it makes a lot more sense in terms of using it very frequently if you're a working musician. So if you want to see some more videos on the Fender Acoustasonic, including my full review and some performance videos, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell to on so you don't miss them when I upload them. But as always, I've been Ben Rowlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.